All right, again, it's Sunday. I think it's February 13th, or April 13th, sorry, not February. It's Sunday, April 13th. This is Hive 2. It's my stronger of the two hives, although both of them are doing amazing work. This hive is absolutely crushing it. Every time I see them, they're just bringing in tons and tons and tons of nectar, or not nectar, sorry, pollen. Although the other day I came out here and I just wanted to take a look and see if they had come up into this box at all, and I popped the lid and it popped really hard, and there's a lot of moisture inside that lid right there. Need to think about that. That's interesting. I've not seen that, where it was actually like a dew or something. Okay, same like the last hive. I put this box on last week just to give them some extra space to play with. Now, one mistake I think a lot of us make as beekeepers that I keep hearing is that when you smoke your hive, you're supposed to like let it sit for 2 minutes so that the bees can get in and react and fill up their little bellies with some honey and some nectar and stuff. And just like the other hive, it looks like they're kind of exploring up here, but I don't think they've really started to do much other than consume maybe some of the honey. This is the most, I get caught on here. Oh, we have a little bit of extra comb in there. I see, look at that. They're just up here kind of horsing around, so not a lot, very little activity in the upper box, but they're exploring it and they know it's here. And like I said, just like on the other hive, last week, the reason I added these boxes is because we overwintered so strong that we overwintered too strong that I got worried about swarming. I'd like to keep this hive in here and catch a feral swarm if I can. And that's my goal this year, is to keep this hive in here and catch a feral swarm of bees if I can. So if I can do that by giving them some extra space, that's what we started out doing. So smoke them down. We'll take this first frame, should be mostly honey. Looks like they're filling it with some nectar though, which means they're starting to collect. We haven't fed these bees anything other than the honey that's up in these frames. We've not given them any feed of any kind. Just honey on this one. Both sides have about 60% honey maybe. And the funny thing about bees, I was kind of talking about on the other one, is like they'll bring stuff in and drop it off wherever, and then the worker bees will rearrange it. So if you see honey in one area one time you inspect, it might be in a totally different area the next time. Frame 2 up here is fully drawn out. Oh, sure enough, tons of eggs. They're laying down, so an egg laying down is a 3-day-old egg. And I mean, she's laid this thing out to the edges. There is pollen and nectar. They're bringing in some honey. So the back side of frame 3 is all the way laid out upstairs. The front side facing the camera. The back side's empty. She may be up here though, because those are 3-day-old eggs and they haven't turned into any larvae yet. Yep, you can see that's all capped brood right there. Oh wow, yeah, this frame is full. Absolutely crushing it. And like I said, right now I could literally just close this hive up and be done for the day. But I'm trying to observe this hive for any swarm cells. I'd like to mitigate swarming, and I'm hoping that by putting that box on, I've done that. Last week we had 2 noted queen cells, and you can see on the bottom of that frame a bunch of raised brood. That's drone brood, and they're putting some up in the middle here too. It's not a queen cell, that's drone brood. Drone brood, but man, this again, frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is completely laid out. Not capped all the way, but definitely laid out all the way, and I can already see looking down in here, this one's capped all the way through. Wow. A lot of drone brood again at the bottom. It's estimated that the drone population will reach somewhere between, 10 to 15% of the total population of the bees. The only difference is that the drones don't do anything except for mate. So in fact, if you don't know, drones also get fed by the worker bees. They're basically complete scavengers, or not scavengers, but like they just sit around and do nothing. Whoa. See, empty again, but definitely a queen, more of an emergency queen cell, I think. Not a we think she's failing cell. It's more like we better be prepared in case she's failing cell. And I'm looking right now also to see if I'm seeing any waggle dances, because it's getting to be that time of year. And I can already see the last frame has nothing but honey on it. So again, I'm going to move all 4 of my frames at one time, try to mitigate squishing any of my little ladies. And when you're putting your frames back together on your hive, good practice to get into is try to make all of your frames have equal spacing and distance. Well, she just got all pissed off. Whoo, she came at me and she did not like me up in this box. She's all over my ear right now. I don't know if you can see her over here, but I pissed one of these girls off. I did this last week after I did my video. I wish I had a video still running, because last week I took my bee suit off, and I've put a little, I call it the closet over here. It's just a wooden box that I used to use as a gun crate. I put it over here, and it's what I hang all my stuff in. And I went over there and took my coat off, and I was wrapping for the day, and man alive, this one girl, she was just done with my whole BS for the day. She sat over there and chased me like a good 50 feet away from these hives. She, just like she's doing right now, just in my ear, in my face, basically telling me, hey, all right, we're done. You got what you needed. You got your story there, reporter. Move along. Okay. So this is the first frame, and generally speaking, you'd want this frame to have a good amount of honey on it, and it is picked pretty clean on the bottom. It is, they have cleaned it out. Backside does have some honey on it. And I'm not worried about this frame or this hive for resources. They've got plenty of honey, they got plenty of nectar, they got plenty of pollen. And what I do is I just use this tool. I love this tool because it's got the best of all the tools. It's got the flat edge, it's got the hook edge, and it's got the J hook. So you can manipulate frames this way, you can manipulate them this way, you can manipulate them this way, you can get up under things. This hive tool to me is kind of the best of all worlds. All right, what do we got here? Fully drawn out frame, capped brood in the middle. Kind of I don't know if I've had a lot of bees already born out of this, like in other words, like they've already emerged, but there's more pollen than brood. And on the back side of this, it's mostly empty. which is wild because the upper box is fully laid out and all those frames, and I didn't see her up there. Again, bright pink marking, so hopefully I'll see her, and hopefully what I'll see is her down here laying this out, because this is where she needs to be. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, it's laid all the way out to the edges. And this hive just brings in pollen by the tonnage. This hive could almost loan its pollen to other hives. It's got a dead bee just sitting there doing nothing. Yeah, this is all laid out. We've had some hatching. Eggs all the way to the edge. Yeah. So, frame 3 in, we've already got eggs, larvae, and brood as well. I think I said I saw some on half side of that one, so we're frames 2, half of frame 2 and all of frame 3 are laid out. Frame 4 laid out. Looks like we've had some hatching, and she may have even already relayed. Yep. Yeah, I've got some cells that already have new larvae in it, which means she relayed that at least 4 or 5 days ago. I'm not seeing as much drone population on this one, oddly enough. I'm not seeing a lot of drone population, or as much drone population, although I'll probably go back through the video and second guess myself. I'm probably forgetting that there was a ton upstairs. Hey, all right, we'll smoke them. They're getting a little aggro. This hive is definitely a little bit, I'm not worried about getting stung. I just don't want them, they don't need to sting me, so I don't want them to. Because A, it won't work, and B, kills them. Eggs, larvae, brood. We got some drone brood on the bottom of this one. Definitely got some drone cells down there. And I said last week, but I'll say it again, when you're looking for your queen, kind of make a circle pattern from the outside in, because she's likely moving from the inside to the out, and queens like to rush over to the edge and hide on the other side. So if you do a cursory glance of going from the outside in, you'll almost always have a better chance of finding her. And oddly enough, bright pink markings, haven't seen either one. She could be on this one, but if she's not on this one, she ain't going to be on any of the others, I don't think. And this frame is fully laid out. So good news is I only saw the one emergency cell. Yeah, this is fully laid out all the way as far to the edges as you can. So by next week, I mean, this population is going to continue to just explode. And we're getting ready to get into, we've had a really great spring, and that spring has led to them already bringing in literally pollen by the ton, and I'm already starting to see some nectar. So, and we haven't even gotten to the point where any of the big flowers have started to bloom. In fact, up here I don't even have any dandelions yet, which is usually the first indicator of really good strong bee activity, is when the nectar flow is about to begin, is when dandelions start to show up. And just like you'd expect, nothing up here. This is a honey frame, and they'll keep it as such. So 2 frames marked with queen. Last week I saw them both, marked them both with bright pink, and today I didn't see them at all. Oh, dang it. Now they're gonna get pissed because I squished one, and that sends off a pheromone. Now they're all pissed off. Now they're like, hey, you're allowed to be in here until you start killing us. So we got lots of boys coming, lots of babies coming. all the things you want in a hive. I don't see any signs for concern. We did a mite wash last week. We had 0 mites in this hive, and I think I saw 1 in the other hive. And if you don't know and you're just learning or you want to learn, 3 mites per 300 bees, or 1 mite per 100 bees is considered an acceptable mite load. You start getting over that and you got problems. We had, when you do that test that I did last week, if you go back and take a look at the video or whatever, we had a cup of bees, or whatever the size cup I use. I think it's a 1/3 cup or 1/4 cup or something like that. But anyway, the size cup I use is exactly 300 bees, give or take. So I guess I shouldn't say exactly. It's 300 bees, give or take. And when you kill 300 bees, you get the idea of how many mites per 100. And I got 0 and 1. So we're good for right now. I'm really pleased with this hive. I didn't weigh either hive, but I don't really have to right now. What I need to do is make sure that all my frames are even, make sure that their home is nice and clean and ready for them to build. And then this week we should have the beginnings of our spring season should start to kick into high gear. Like I said in other videos, I laid probably about an acre behind me here, all around this and out here. I laid a ton of wildflower. I laid a ton of white and red clover, and already I'm seeing over here the clover's already, we got it from Maine Beam, M-A-N-E Beam, like a beam of light. Maine Beam seed company here in Spokane, and so far I got nothing but good things to say about the seeds they provided. So that's it for this week. Beekeeping 101. Keep bees and keep them with a smile.